Good afternoon on this delightfully sunny late September UK afternoon. It's been 23 Celsius today, which is a great temperature for the end of September here, and it's been a fantastic day. What better to crack open some Hot Wheels, and today I've got some really cool ones. Starting off with custom personnalisé 56 Ford truck stroke camion. So I don't know whether Hot Wheels are making a habit of this, but they're integrating French into the titles. So personnalisé and camion, which is French for truck. This is awesome. This is a little bit like the Day of the Dead as celebrated in South American countries and Spain. So the 56 Ford truck is pretty cool anyway, but when you add some graphics like this, that is fantastic. Just check this out. And there is some writing on there. Let's just zoom in and just check that out. Dia something los muertos. And the wheels are skulls. Okay, next up, Gordon Murray Automotive T33. I think Hot Wheels have done a number of colours for this one, and yeah, looks nice. I might be completely wrong, but I've got a feeling this is a British brand. Quite nice detail on the rear there. It's certainly a lovely colour. Okay, next up, this is a beautiful Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet, and I think Hot Wheels have done quite a nice job on this. That is awesome. Just a lovely colour. The pink interior is a little bold, if I may say. And we've got some nice details on the back. Is it me, or does that say 944 or 964? Surely it doesn't. Should be 911. Okay. Lovely deep dish wheels, ducktail spoiler, and they've done the front quite nicely as well. Yeah, cool. Very nice. Boy, they look so cool. Okay, next up. Now this is not a Hot Wheels, this is something else. Car tuned 69 Chevy K5 Blazer, Pro Street Place, and on the back there is the usual list choice of what you can get. You can get a 57 Chevy Bel Air, 87 Chevy C10, a Chevy Impala, another Chevy C10 in a different colour, the Corvette, and the Blazer, which is this one, and the Chevy Camaro, and a Camaro in yellow. I'm not usually into tuned vehicles, but I did like the 69 Chevy K5 Blazer. I must say the Chevy Corvette looked pretty cool. Kind of looked a little bit like a sort of bubble car, as did the Chevy Bel Air. And in fact the Camaro was pretty cool. In fact they're all pretty cool, but you know, as a collector you try and limit what you buy. So I came across these in kids stuff toys in Hastings, UK. I also saw them in Vienna when we were there a few weeks ago, and they look really nicely done. So out of the packaging, or partially out of the packaging, actually looks really cool like this. Very nice. It's a little bit of a gentle breeze as well. A couple of weeks ago we took out a sailing dinghy out on a lake not far from where we live, and the weather was like this. It was fantastic. I used to do a lot of sailing in the past, and just to be back in a boat, even though it's just for 1 hour, lovely experience. And what was it, a quest? Was it a laser quest, or was it just a quest? Anyway, it's a sailing dinghy with the word quest written on the side of it. Okay, so let's get this out of its package completely. This is really cool. So it's got rubber tyres, slick rubber tyres, very nice wheels, CT on the side, serious deep dish rear wheel there. So it kind of almost looks like a Chevy C10 from the front, but it's a Blazer. So what I like about this is the tuned style kind of works on this because it's so angular. It could almost be a crazy show car. And it's just really beautifully finished. So let's pop it there. And we're going to go to Majorette now. So couldn't resist this very cool looking Bugatti. No, it's not a Veyron. Chiron Pure Sport. I confess I might have one or two others of this Chiron in different colours. Let's look at the spec card first. And we have here 16 cylinders, wow. 8-litre engine, wow. Horsepower 1500, wow. Speed 350 km/h. What is that in miles an hour? Is it about 220 or something? 0 to 100, so that's 0 to 60 miles per hour, 2.3 seconds. And I can hear people saying, well, you know, Teslas can do that. Curb weight, nearly 2 tons. Torque, 1600 Nm. It's quite a nice thing about Majorette, so you can, alongside the vehicles that you can collect these cards. And in fact, you could actually make them as a record. You could store them in a card box as a record of what you have. And here it is. Very eye-catching orange. Yeah, it's really does look very nice. Wow. Nice wheels. The rear is very plain. And the spoiler is plastic spoiler. And it always bugs me, why do they put clear glass in cars, in these model cars? There's no cars around today which have clear glass. They're always, even if they look quite clear, they're always slightly tinted. Okay, next up is this iconic 1989 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG, and this is a gorgeous colour. It's a sort of pearlescent grey-green type thing. You can see the sort of the colour changing on it. That is absolutely well done, Hot Wheels. That is so gorgeous. I mean, if that isn't a cool Hot Wheels, I don't know what is. I mean, look at that. Whoa. Nice choice of wheels. So as a diecast manufacturer, they obviously want to get as many versions of the same casting as they can, and this has just been done so well. Every detail, even down to the shape of the seats, it's all done correctly. That's superb. God, that looks cool. That just looks so cool. Right, okay, back to, no, not back to, Siku. Another diecast manufacturer from Germany, and this is very nice. So fractionally bigger scale, my guess is this is about 1:60, although having said that, it's very similar size to Majorette's offering of this vehicle, which they state on the base is 1/64 scale. Maybe it is 1/64 scale. The Dodge Challenger, is it a Challenger? Yeah, I think it is quite a big car, quite solid, and I couldn't let this one pass. I just think it looks really cool with the sheriff sign on the back. And Siku have nice interior details like Majorette, so proper steering wheel. So nice. In a 1:1 scale, yeah, the Dodge Challenger is a little bit more volumey, whatever the word is, than the Mercedes in front of it. So maybe, you know, maybe that's actually kind of about right. Okay, so I've got two more Hot Wheels to open. Jaguar XJC V12 Coupe. This is such a cool British car from the 1970s. So I was a kid growing up in the 70s, and I remember seeing not this race version, but the road-going version of this Jaguar. Beautiful car on the roads, and I always remember whenever you'd see them at the filling station, you'd notice that they've got two filler holes on either side of the car at the back, and I remember seeing some owners filling up both sides. I just thought, yeah, that sort of seems quite cool. Very nice. It's nice that they've made the headlights part of the metal bodywork. Okay, last one coming up today. This is another Hot Wheels that I've taken so long to find in the shops, and this is the Alfa Romeo Jaguar T Super. So I first saw this at the Airport Heathrow Terminal 2 a couple of months ago in WH Smith for around about £5, and I thought I'm not going to pay that. It's a basic mainline, and in fact when you look at it inside, it's got silver interior and the sort of white plastic bumper on the front. in my opinion. Could have looked a little bit better. So I passed on that. But then when I was in Vienna a few weeks ago, I came across this in a supermarket called Hof. I think, is it Hof? It's a little bit like Aldi. In fact, it's the same company from what I understand, same logo. And it was in Hof for a €1.99, I think, which is about £1.70. So I thought, yep, let's get it. And it is cool, despite the silver interior. It's always nice to see these more vintage models carried out by Hot Wheels, because they look quite eye-catching because they're so angular compared to today's rounded offerings. Alfa Romeo, Momo, and very nice details on the back. Look at that. Really, really cool. And I love the typeset of the Alfa Romeo written on the side there. It looks great. Very nice. Yep, very pleased I've got that. Okay, that's it for today, folks. So I had a spare half an hour and I thought, yeah, let's crack open some Hot Wheels. The wife will be coming home soon, so I'm going to clear this away, otherwise I'll get in trouble. In that I should be doing something else, like cleaning the house or something like that. So have a great weekend, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Try.